Welcome to the Lionshare Educational Organization's Zoological Conservation Center.
Well, you know, anything that promotes the natural world, I'm in favor of. In fact, I'm very excited about this place right here. We've got one of the most beautiful sites that I've seen for a zoological park. You know, the real challenge is to talk to people not just about how wonderful animals are. That's something you can do here. But we've got to switch this around and start talking about what's in it for human beings. How does an exhibit like this affect human welfare? The challenge that I'm talking about is going to mandate that we've got to have some live animals out of the wild. We have to, if we're going to have animals out of the wild, it's got to be for a good reason. Animals in a zoological park are here for three basic reasons. One of them is to guarantee that we can educate people about the importance of the natural world, and I call them living ambassadors. The second one is to restock zoos through breeding that goes on here so we don't have to take animals out of the wild. The third one is probably even more important, and that is to preserve the gene pool of some of these animals that are getting very, very rare.
First of all, it's engaged in conservation activities. So you've got animals here that are hard to find in many other places, including other zoos. There's also the unique aspect in that it's a zoo, but there are no people here. So the animals tend to behave more naturally, which is good for student research because we can get animals that are actually sort of behaving in a pseudo-natural way. And I think when you get endangered animals for breeding purposes, you can have larger groups of those animals, so you can get more naturalistic results as well.
I know this area pretty well, and I know there are lots of schools and there are universities, and I guarantee you the professors and the students are going to want to come out and see some of these things alive.
As a result of being here, I actually did my thesis on the role of the modern zoo in conservation. And in researching that, I was able to find information on golden lion tamarins and how zoo captive breeding programs are solely responsible for bringing them back from the brink. And after being able to see that and watch it happening and be involved in that, it's given me a real drive to see zoos and their captive breeding programs succeed. So that's one of the things that I'm very interested in, and I hope that in the future I get to be involved in that.
The Leo Zoological Conservation Center not only gives students research opportunities with rare and endangered animals, but we also teach them about enclosure habitat development and our animal husbandry best practices, which have contributed to the success of our breeding programs.
And these animals that you're seeing here, some of these animals are getting very, very rare. You know, we're really facing a crisis. There are lots of animals, unusual animals or rare animals, are going to have a chance here to have offspring, which is very, very important.
The threatened colobus monkeys have a very poor history of breeding in captivity, but the Leo Zoological Conservation Center is different.
You see at our breeding center, they're thriving. We have one mother and baby together currently and two other females that are pregnant. So that's unbelievable success, and that's because we have a setting for them. It's in the forest as they would live naturally, and it's just, they have the shaded canopy and the sounds that they would hear, and it's really, really wonderful for them. So they're doing really well. And that's a difficult species to work with and to have thrive.
You want to make them as relaxed as possible, as comfortable as possible, in as close to their natural habitat as possible. So having these large enclosures, having space to run, having the correct diet, you know, the enrichment that they all get helps them want to breed. And that's ultimately what we want them all to do.
So I'm asking very sincerely that this place be supported. I hope everyone will realize that this deserves contributions. If you really want to have an effect, please come out and please support this fascinating exhibit of nature. This is a breeding center, but it's also going to be a living laboratory of nature that will benefit and affect the attitudes of an awful lot of people.